So guys, welcome back to the channel. This right here is the Skullcandy Rail. A little overpriced headphones in my opinion when I first used them, but I did find them on sale for $34.99, even though the regular price is $79.99 still to this day on the website. You might be able to find it a little bit cheaper on Amazon, so if I do find a link, I'll leave it for you guys in the description. But anyway, with that being said, let's talk a little bit specifications. So right here, you're getting 9 hours of battery life in the buds and 33 in the case. So that's what you have total is going to be, it says right here, 42 hours total. This does have rapid charge. 10 minutes will give you about 2 hours of charge. You have the option to use tile in order to find these. Some people use it, some people don't, up to you. The Skullcandy IQ application allows you to do all the custom sounds and EQs, clear voice, smart microphones. I'm kind of just reading it off the website to give you guys an idea of the actual specifications. They also have multi-point, in case you're wondering. It does have a stay aware mode, which is basically a transparency mode, which you can customize in the settings. IP55, sweat, water, and dust resistant, and Bluetooth 5.2. So with that being said, it does have a plethora of features, but for that $79 price tag, I'm a little skeptical. So let's unbox it together to see if this is worth the asking price. So I'm going to show you guys what actually comes inside the box when you buy this headset. It does have an instruction guide, but I'm just going to take you guys to the application itself and walk you through it because it's going to basically have the same thing inside of it anyway. So right here, this is what we have. You have the little booklet right here. Let's see, open this up. Pretty much shows you, oh, let me flip it over for the people that don't speak Spanish. I'm going to go ahead and flip it this way for controls, having trouble, ready to get started. It shows you all the basics. I'll show you guys how to pair it in the next section. And this, like, this side is Spanish, I believe. So here you go. Just make sure you screenshot this portion right here. And let me flip it over one more time to get the glare out of the camera so you guys can just pause the video and screenshot it. Now that we got that out of the way, this is the buds themselves. I believe this comes in plastic, but you know, I had to use them for a little bit, but presentation, unboxing it for you guys. You have your large tips right here. You have your small tips right here. You do have your USB-C cable because it comes with one. Now, for anyone wondering what this is, I want to show you guys something. This piece right here, because I've been asked this question, is the same this piece right here. It'll still fit into a wall outlet or a computer just fine. It just doesn't have the housing itself. I guess they do that to save money, but I do like the way that this looks. So, you know, hold on to this cord, especially if you want to use it strictly for charging earbuds. It could be more than just a Skullcandy. You can use it for other things. Now, here are the buds themselves. Now, to be honest with you, Skullcandy does make some pretty chunky cases, if we're being honest. I do want to say that they have their own style. Almost, would you call this comical? Not comical, but like, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's not quite a sophisticated design. The case itself, it's like it has that sportsy feel to it,
like
kind
a
of.
sportsy
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. So you do have the USB-C on the bottom, as you can see, and you do have that 10-minute quick charge for 2 hours that I mentioned earlier in this video. When you pop them open, here are the buds themselves. Pretty cool that they have the clear aspect of it. You can see it right here. Let me tap my screen to make sure that I'm recording properly. There we go. So here we go. These are the earbuds themselves. I think this is a really clean looking design. I'm not a huge fan of the blinking to let you know that it's syncing, but you know, it is what it is. That's just a minor gripe. When you take these outside of the case though, there will be a piece of plastic covering this. You're going to have to peel that off so that the buds start charging inside the case. Some people might just open them up and think it's going to work immediately. You have to take that plastic covering off. But yeah, this is how the buds are going to look inside. The right side fits only the right, the left side only fits the left. And so if you're one of those people where it's hard for you to differentiate two, let me just show you. The left bud right here is not going to fit properly inside of the case no matter what you do. So, you know, kind of self-explanatory. And of course, you do have the symbol right here that says right, and it's going to say left on the other one. But I think it's a pretty decent looking solid design so far. And, you know, with the rebranded Skullcandy where they're trying to make products that are actually up to par finally for the asking price, I think they're on the right track so far. But $80 does seem a little steep for a headset that doesn't have all the features that other headsets have standard. So the sync process on this headset is going to be very easy. All you have to do is pop the case open. I'm going to take both earbuds out. Now you can see the little blue light right here. The left bud and the right bud are trying to sync to each other right now. So you're just going to give it a couple seconds. Now that it's doing this, looks like they're both synced to one another. We're going to simply go to Bluetooth and search up the device. We'll just give it a couple seconds for it to actually pop up. I'm assuming it's going to probably say Skullcandy Rail. I could be wrong about that, but let's check it out. There we go, Rail. So as soon as you tap this, it's connected that fast, that easy. Now, what I also want to say about this is in order to do the multi-point connection, you're going to have to, in a sense, turn off the Bluetooth for the first device and then resync it to the second device, and then the Bluetooth multi-point should work from that point. But also, if you're one of the people that's using an Android device, it might ask you to sync your contacts to it, which is completely optional. Some earbuds do allow you to, it might ring when it's, what's wrong over here? When it rings, you have like some type of voice command. It can let you know who's calling, but that's something that you have to manually set up and find out if the application has. But just follow the simple process and you'll be able to sync these earbuds immediately. So you are going to have to use the Skullcandy IQ application when using this. I made the mistake of downloading the regular Skullcandy application, which is not compatible. So is another one called like Skullcandy IQ, whether it's in the Google Play Store or in the Apple Store, and that's what you download first. I didn't need to register the app or anything in order to use these features, but you know, since you're obviously, here we go, looking over here, let's go over through a couple things. So it does have voice controls. You have voice assistant. Now when you tap on voice controls, it actually shows you the different things that you can say, like hey Skullcandy play, hey Skullcandy Spotify, pause, different things like that. For media, you also have fast actions where you can turn the stay aware on and off, which is basically a transparency mode. And you also have the options to actually have phone commands like answer the calls and reject the calls. Now, personally, if you aren't a person like me, I normally just tap answer call, things like that from the actual physical phone itself. So it's really up to you, but it is nice to know that it does have these features for someone that wants a full voice experience and they don't have to take their phones outside of their pockets. Now, if we go down to button settings, right here you have single taps, double press, triple press, and you can hold for about a second, and that is also a different press, and it allows you to change the pause and play, different tracks, volumes up and down, things like that. And the options pretty much stay the same for each one that you switch. You can see it right here. And let's say hypothetically you change something and you want it to be the original way again when you first got the headset, you can just go ahead and tap restore to defaults and do all this over again. What else do we have here? We have the equalizer. Now, the equalizers are music, bass boost, podcast, and then you have the option for custom right here, which allows you to just, you know, change it the way you want to. And let me just say this. I do appreciate how the equalizer is on this particular headset, because a lot of times the other one has a bunch of different bars, like 7, 8, 9, 10 bars. It can be very confusing if you're not familiar with that. So this does do a good job of allowing you to change the lows, the mids, the highs, the high mids, to really customize the sound the way that you want to. I would like other applications to take notice of what Skullcandy did, because this looks very user-friendly. Like, it just seems very easy to switch the custom sound the way that you want it without being too confused. And again, you can always just reset the custom sound whenever you want to. Now, let's see what else do we have here. Multi-pairing. So if you guys aren't aware of this, it does have multi-point. I believe it connects up to one other device, so 2 devices. And I would say that the experience hasn't exactly been seamless, but it does work very well, especially for the price tag. To be honest, it shouldn't be costing $80 for this headset with minimal features. You have the option to use tile with this, which I personally don't use the tiles. I have ear tags. My wife has an iPhone. I still carry the ear tags so we can find whatever it is that we need, even though I have an Android device. You have tap for Spotify, so if you click into this guy right here, you have the option to switch between the left and the right in order to change the sound for that. Personal sound. This is something that you can do if you have the earbuds in your ear. You can, test it out yourself. This is the stay aware mode that I talked about, which is basically a transparency mode for the headset itself. Now, for whatever reason, they decided not to add ANC for a headset that costs $79.99. I don't know why they did that, but this is Skullcandy. They just give you whatever they want to give you. Now, for voice assistant, you can always have Alexa, you can have TuneIn, and you can have iHeart, and they all have their own set of settings. Which again, for me, I'm not going to remember all of these commands. I'm the type of person where I'm just going to use whatever Google Assistant comes with the phone, especially if it's an Android device, or I'll just use Siri with an Apple device. But yeah, you do have full customization with the app. Even though it's very limited, I do appreciate the fact that it's still there. And of course, you do have the option to do software updates. So when I did first purchase these headphones, the software update was available. So I did that immediately before showing you this application. So everything that you see here is basically what you're going to see if you decide to do the update and buy these earbuds. So the one thing that these buds did get right is definitely sound quality. Just listening to the music, taking them outside of the box and using them as is was a pretty decent experience for the most part, and I'll explain that in a moment. And I did actually use the sound, the IQ application, the Soundcore IQ application for the music quality test. And I use custom, of course. And I gotta be honest, because the customization of the headset is very easy to use, even the most amateur person that listens to sound could make it where the mids is higher, the lows are higher, certain instruments, in order to get that quality sound that you want. Now, how do I word this? Let me just say that I didn't feel like there was any grainy effect. Like, this is the more newer edition of Skullcandy Buds. Granted, obviously this came out roughly about a year ago or so, but Skullcandy normally makes like the Hesh series of headphones. I felt like they were a lot more bass heavy than this one. While this headset, you could tell that Skullcandy decided to step away from being a Beats replica. And what I mean by that is the Beats always had extremely heavy bass until they rebranded themselves and actually said maybe we should have better quality sound all around. Skullcandy, it was in a tight spot all these years in my opinion, where the sound never really changed. Even though the earbuds changed, they were just kind of lagging behind. But with this particular rebranding, if you want to call it that, because they also have the smoking buds for like $20, which sound really good too. I did a review on that. I like these. The quality of sound is there, the mids, the lows. When I hear audio quality and voices, when I hear, like, for instance, a Trippie Redd song with Coi Leray, and it's a piano playing in the background, and the quality of the bass, the meshing of the record itself just works very well. And you can hear all the instruments, a little I know I sound crazy saying that, but if you was to listen to that song and just focus on the instruments in the background and how clean and clear and crisp it is, and that's without changing the equalizer, I can honestly say that they did very well in the sound department. Like, all around sound, I don't think that anyone using these buds are going to say that they're underperforming. Now, the only downside to that, and this, it might make or break it for some people, is that I do feel like certain buds, like Soundpeats, like some of the ones I did recently, which are also the same price almost, like a $10 difference from these, they come out clearer, like more precise studio sound. Like, I don't know if you guys know about anything about music producers, but sometimes when they produce things, it could be overproduced, where the sound is just extra crispy clear. I do feel like there was a slight greenish effect with this headset, but I don't think, if you're a Skullcandy advocate, if you like Skullcandy, I don't think you're going to have a problem with that. I think you're going to be just more happy with the fact that they decided to focus on other aspects of the sound and make it clearer so that you have a better listening experience all around. I know I was all over the place in that part, but that's the best way that I can explain it. Like, they really did step it up this time when it comes to quality of sound, and that's a plus. So just in case you're wondering, we're going to talk about the fit and feel and, of course, the quality of the voice. The recording that you're hearing right now are from the buds themselves. So this is the voice quality you're going to get if you're doing something like a vlogging or having a conversation with someone else. Just keep in mind, depending on your network strength of where you are and the type of, I just did that, network strength, whatever company you use as a mobile carrier, that will also determine it if you have clarity in the voices or not. If they allow HC calls and things like that. Anyway. These earbuds are actually very comfortable. As you can see, they're inside of my ears. The only time I had like any type of soreness is when I played music at a higher octave, because they do rumble inside of your ears, even though I feel like they tone down the bass a lot. Like, you have a bass boost option if you want that classic sound, Skullcandy sound, but outside of the box, it's just overall the highs, the low, the mids, everything is even for the most part, and you just can just customize it the way that you want. So again, like I said before, feel good. I don't have any issues whatsoever. It's easy to place in and outside of the ear. Just place it in and kind of twist it. They actually fit to my ear canals just fine. But for a person that has smaller ears, I do want to say that if you end up sweating or you're jogging and things like that, you're probably going to have to just kind of place them inside your ear every so often, or just wipe them and then put them back inside your ear, because sweat will make anything fall out. And because it is plastic that you have right here, this clear plastic, it's not, it's very slippery material. So yes, you can work out with them, but it's a possibility that they might start slipping or falling out of your ear. And if that does happen, just take a second to use your shirt or a clean towel or whatever, wipe them down and place them back inside your ear. And again, if you like this voice quality, this is what you're going to get if you buy these buds. So I don't want to be too harsh on these headphones because the music quality is actually very, very good for these headphones. I'll give it that. Skullcandy finally decided to pay attention to highs, low, mids. They made it extremely easy in order to, uh, the customization of the EQs are extremely easy to follow, where even someone 5, 6, 7 years old, if they're shown properly, can easily change the sound. That's how simple it is to use. You do have a long battery life of 42 hours total, 33 in the case, 9 on the charge. And you do have the stay aware mode for people that want to walk outside and be aware of what's going on. But I also want to say that this doesn't have any wind protection. So if you're scootering, unless you have something covering your ears, the person's not going to be able to hear you. I don't think that the recording quality for the voice was bad, but it's also not good, especially for $80. Like, you got to do better than that. I don't know why these companies feel like selling based on their name is ideal. Like, when it comes to Soundcore or Soundpeats, I can honestly say that they have surpassed Skullcandy years ago, and Skullcandy is now playing the catch-up game. But when you think about the features that this is lacking for the $79 price tag, it's just ridiculous. You can just get the Skullcandy smoking buds for $20, get similar battery life and everything, and similar sound quality, and save yourself a whole lot of money. Or you can just buy the Soundpeats, what do they call it? I forget what they're called, but the point is that other brands tend to make better headphones for the price tag. As a matter of fact, for $79, you can go get yourself a pair of Galaxy Buds FEs for $99, and a lot of time they're on sale for $79.99. That's why I say, the market is competitive, and I don't feel like Skullcandy is trying their best to really stay relevant in that market. Yes, they do have a really big player base that buys their headphones, but to me, they're just basically a more expensive JLab at this point. But again, if you like the Skullcandies and you're an advocate of them, I do think that the music quality is going to be very good. I just don't think they're worth $80. That's just far too high for what this is offering and the lack of clarity that it has overall. But anyway, that's just my opinion. I'll leave this to you guys to decide. That's the end of the video. Like and subscribe like always, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.